And then this happens. And with this happens, I mean the result of my megalomania. And yeah, but this time it was good because it saved my ass. No, it saved his ass. But also somehow my ass. Okay, before it's getting too complicated, let me explain it to you. Okay, but first the glass, because this car is really dirty. So as I took this car from the pre-owner and I buy it, I must say it was really in a really great condition. So the painting was without any scratches. You can really search it for, you will find nothing. It was only just from the beginning always a small bump. It's this also here, this one, and that's already it. So, but and every other guy and every friend that comes to visit this car, walk around this car and always told me this car is like brand new, no scratches, no nothing. And yes, it was true. But because I always cleaned and washed that car, I find some 1-2 imperfections.
Are you serious?
That over the time really pissed me off. It was really nothing big, but I told to myself, you know what? When the winter is coming, we will do a winter project and fix that imperfections so that the car the next summer can stand even more better and more nicer on the street than now. So one of those things was the backlight cover, like we have it here, this one. So always when you take a look at the back from a special point of view to the car, you realize that this blue color is not the same blue like this one. It's a little bit more lighter. It's brighter than this one. And this was always so a little bit that thing that disturbs me when I take a look at the back of the car. But another big thing. So I told to myself, this one needs to be fixed. We need to paint them again in the right color, and then the car will be again looks even more better from the back. The other thing was this window bars on the right side. So here on the right side we have a imperfection by the window bars. So when you go real closely and take a look on it, you'll see, so somebody already paints here something, and you see he doesn't took the window out of the chassis. And also here in the middle of the window you have a clearance that is not really nice. On the left side it looks much better, it's more on the chassis, and here you have really a clearance you can put nearly your fingers in between. And so this also needs to be fixed. So in case of this, I got in touch with a good friend of mine because he's a car painter, and I go to him with the Skyline to show him the car, to show him what I wanna do. So make an appointment with him and let him know. So listen, this and this and this needs to be fixed. And he took a more nearly closer look to the car and find also 1-2 more imperfections on the paint. So because it was my plan, and it is my plan, to keep that car forever. And I mean, also it's a car that goes every year more up and up in the value. So we decide, you know what? We do it professional, we do it perfect. What means we will paint the whole car from back to the front once, yeah, completely new. So, and that was then the starting point where we make an appointment. I told them I will make already some pre-work, took the wing off and took the bonnet off and whatever, and then I will bring in the car, and it should take around 1-2 months plus minus, and then I can again pick up the car, fresh painted, and start to do the rest, to put them again together. So yeah. And also the carbon fiber bonnet was no more nice, shiny and glossy, and so we also settled to fix that and to repaint that fresh, so it should look again fresh, nice and glossy.
Nice.
So before I buy this car, I really spend much time to read everything in the internet about the weak points in case of the chassis, what is important to take a closer look, where this chassis likes to get rusty. And so yes, there was some weak points. One of those weak points was this sidebar under the car where you put the lift on the car to lift it up. And the first time when we're talking about the price and I took the car on the lift to take a closer look under the car, I was so exciting. I didn't realize that at this sidebars here was rust and the shape was gone because it was over-banded by they used the wrong points to jack the car, to jack it up on the lift. So by the second time, when the car was already mine and I want to make some inspection, I put him on the lift and I have more time to walk under the car, take a closer look, and I realize, I have the same problem on this weak point. I have rust and it was banded and was deformed at these points here, left and right, on both sides. And so I also decided, okay, I will also fix that. I will also do that because when the car was on the ground, on the floor, and you have this nice Nismo side skirts, you didn't see nothing about this issue. But yeah, when you have it on the lift and you have a little bit more time to check it out, you will see it immediately. Okay, this was one of those weak points that needs to be done, needs to be fixed. So after I fixed the data with the painter, it stays around 2-3 weeks. I really enjoy every single day with that car because I knew that will be a winter project that will be took the car for minimum 4 or 5 months out of the street. So I really enjoyed the last few days, every day driving this car, as long the weather was good and not wet outside. And yeah, have really a great time with it. So, and then after some 2 weeks, I decided, okay, now the day comes, I took the car in the garage. I will do my work, prepare the car before I bring it to the painter. And what I decided to do was I want to make those kit for the oil cooler that you can order beginning of the 2000s for the Nissan Skyline. When you order it new by Nissan, you have the possibility to order a better air-flowing kit where comes here a bigger air duct and here a bigger air outlet for the hot air from the oil cooler. And so I ordered it on the internet and started to cut it in the front bumper because I said to myself I will put it on the front bumper, cut everything out, and so when the painter paints, he can do it in one way, painted everything out, and everything looks great. And so after I finish my work, the day X comes, and I brought the car to the painter and say goodbye to the car because from now away he will do his job for the next 2-3 weeks. No, excuse me, more months. We're talking about 2 months. And yeah, so he started the next day to disassemble the whole car, to disassemble the bonnet, the front bumper, rear bumper, headlights, rear lights, and stuff like that. And yeah, because the Skylines all have the weak point with the strut plate, like this one, they like to rust under the strut plate. And it's well known that this is really a big weak point. And I have already have seen that this black strut plate has already a crack inside, and it was cracked. It looks somehow it cracks because in case of rust. So I talked with him, you know what, if you already took the car and you will repaint them, please also do me a favor. Cut the strut plate away, look what's under the strut plate, if it's rusty, if it's already rusted through, and then so we can fix it. I already ordered a new one from the internet and gave it also to him. And in case of this work, he needs to disassemble also the front suspension. So as they disassembled the suspension, there was 2 guys. One was unbolted and the other one was holding it. And so he started for fun a little bit to puncture with screwdriver the whole wheel arch, and it starts immediately to go through here in this area. So I was at the work, and he sent me on WhatsApp a video where I saw how he punctured on any point here in this area, and always by any puncture the screwdriver goes through because it was full of rust. And he told me, you know what, we need to stop the work, you need to come here, we need to see, because it looks like a big thing. It looks like we must not repaint the car, we must rebuild the car. Oh man, I was so disappointed about the whole situation. So yeah, after work at the evening, I'll go to his garage, we take a closer look. The problem was the underfloor of the car was completely covered with anti-corrosion underfloor painting, black one. So, and it looks good. It was really looking good. So before I buy the car, I took it on the lift. I take a closer look, and everything was black under the car with this black underfloor paint, this anti-corrosion paint. But what was under this paint was invisible for me. So it was really invisible. And yeah, we started talking about, you know, maybe this area is just one area and the rest is good. But also it could be that this is one of the many areas under the car that they are really, the rust is going through. So yeah, we need to stop the work. And we started talking about, yeah, somebody needs to come and ice blasting the whole underfloor to took the whole painting away, so we can really then see the raw metal, the raw chassis, and see, okay, how much rust is under the car. Are there also more different areas? They are really more rusty or rusty, like this area here where the rust is going through. And we started talking about what this will be cost, and yeah, there was really flowing. Yeah, the numbers are flying through the room, really big numbers. And so, yeah, I go home at this evening, and really I thought over 4 hours, what should I do? Should I sell the car? But then I thought to myself, you know, it was such a long way to this dream car, and now I have it. Okay, now I have another problem. I have the car, but I have another problem with the rust of this car, and I don't know how big this problem is, because first somebody needs to come to ice blast the car, the underfloor, to see how big is this problem really. And so I decide for myself, I will again go to him. I will take the car to my own garage, so where we are here, and then I will do the mostly thing by myself. What means before somebody can come to ice blast the underfloor, first we need to disassemble the whole underfloor. What means everything what is under the car needs to be disassembled, so that then when the guy comes, he can really do a good job, and then we can really see how it really looks, how the real situation is. And so I took the car, I began back to my garage, and thought also to myself, you know, worst case scenario, if really after the ice blasting, we find out that there are really more areas, the rust is going through, I maybe need to bring the car in after the whole disassembly to an acid bath and do really a full restoration on the car if it's really worse like I thought in my mind it could be. Yeah. So yeah, then I start slowly to making a plan how I want to disassemble the car, where I want to start. And yeah, so after I brought the car back to my garage, I start immediately to making a plan how I will disassemble the car and where I will start and where I will end. And so I decided to start with the interior, to take all seats out, to take a closer look under the carpet, how the chassis looks from the inside. Do I find any rust holes or stuff like that? And then I will continue with the underfloor and the engine. And so the interior under the carpet was good, no rust signs, everything fine. And so I start to disassemble the whole underfloor. Starts with the whole exhaust system, then the 4x4 system, including the front and rear axles. It was really a struggle, because the axles of these cars are really, really heavy. Especially the rear axle, because including the rear steering and the differential. So we was at the end 4 guys. We start with 2 guys, me and a friend of mine, took the rear axle down, and then we realized through the work, okay, this rear axle is really heavy, around 300 to 400 kilos. And yeah, at the end we was 4 guys. Until we brought it down. And yeah, then from the rear axle we moved to the front axle, and finally when we was coming through the end, comes at the end the gearbox. We disassembled the gearbox from the engine, and at the end I took the engine out. So I decided, so the work was like that. I decided for myself always after work to took every evening 3 to 4 hours to work on the car, to disassemble the whole car, and it took at the end, the whole disassembly took at the end around 1 month. Every day working on it, every evening working on it, and yeah, around 1 month, plus minus. Yeah, at the end, we took the engine out. First we tried to took the engine under the car out, but it was not possible because the whole engine bay is too tight at this deepest point. And yeah, then we took the engine from up with the specially engine jack tool out. And yeah, it was time to call the guy, the ice blast guy, and talk with him about the price. So I have 2 options there. One option was to take the car and bring it to him, but I didn't want to bring the car to him because I don't like the idea to drive around with the whole disassembled car through Switzerland and bring it to him, leave it there. So no, we make another appointment where he can come here to my garage and do the whole work here. So what I do, I put how you want to call it? I put a plastic skirt around the car, a big plastic skirt around the car, so the guy can work under the car and there will be not too much mess in the garage. And he told me it will cost around 2,000 to 3,000 francs, and it will take around 1 to 2 days. At the end, he took 1.5 days, and it was around 3,000 francs. But yeah, he starts at the early morning, and I was the whole day here, and I was really struggling with myself. I was thinking to myself, okay, what will come out when he's finished? Is it a real big thing with big rust holes under the car, and that means I need to bring the car to the acid bath, and then this will be cost even more and took more time and stuff like that. It will be easily took 1 year more than I planned, or do I have luck and it will be another big thing? It may be 1 too small. He will find 1 too small rust holes, and then I will cut them out and fix them. Yeah, at the end, as he was finished, he called me to take a look under the car, and phew, it was good.
Das sieht aber geil aus. He? So sieht das aus. Sie sind alles blank. Der ganze Scheiß ist blank da. Oh yes! Geil! Da kommt mal jetzt alles füllen, oder? Das ist schon alles abgeholt. Aber da haben sie mir etwas draufgekippt.
The only big rust hole was that one in the left wheel arch. It's exactly this part. You see how big this hole was.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Yeah, so we cut the whole thing out. It's a two-piece, and put the new one inside. Oh yeah, at this point, I contact a specialist, a chassis specialist, and talk to him. I have a special car and I need your help because I'm not really a big chassis specialist. So I need you will come to take a look to cut out the corroded parts, the rusty parts, and fix them. And so he also agreed for a good price to come every evening for around 2 hours to do that work. It took around 2 months, the whole process with him. And so in the meantime, as long he's working on the chassis and fix the rust holes, I will grind every evening for 2 to 3 hours the rust that was under the car. And it took really long. It took again 2 months until I grind the whole floor on the floor of the car, and repaint it with some special paint for chassis, anti-corrosion paint. And yeah, because I saved a little bit money in case of no acid bath, and I have a little bit more time, I decide as soon me and the guy from the chassis guy finish our job here, and the car then finally goes to the painter to repaint the underfloor, repaint the engine bay, and repaint the whole car. In that meantime, I will take care about the engine because I want to make the engine stronger so he can really keep working for the next 100 years minimum. And I will also take care about not only the healthiness of the engine, a little bit more power, a power increasing of around maybe 600 to 700 horsepower. And I find a garage specialist here in Switzerland for Nissan Skylines and talk to him. What was my plan? We're talking about the price. We're talking about what we can do and where we can move with the horsepower. And so I decided to myself, you know what? As soon the car leaves the garage and goes to the painter, I will take care about the engine. And so that will be, we will give to this whole thematic a separately video. It will be the next one, or maybe the over next one, where we want to take care about the engine, talking about which plan we have, what we want to do, what's our goal in case of performance and power and healthiness. And yeah, that will be a separate video. So right now we are finished with the whole chassis stuff. Yesterday the painter was here to take a look what we have done in the over 1 year as the car is standing here. And yeah, he said to me it was good, everything looks good, so he can now next week or in 2 weeks took the car to his garage and start to do his work, the repainting, the grinding of the whole, first the grinding of the whole painting, and then start to repaint the underfloor, the engine bay, the whole car. And it will take around 4 to 5 months. So this will be also separately a video where we always go around, take a look what happens, how the procedure looks like, how the progress looks like, how all the steps of the progress looks like. And yeah, that will be also separately video, the whole restoration of this car. Yeah. So I will show to you how the result looks like after over 1 year grinding under the car, fixing the rust holes, and repaint the grinded places, the grinded spots. So that's how it looks like. That's now a healthy underfloor from a Nissan Skyline. Not the nicest one, because what we need to do is to repaint it in everything in the same color. But now you see everything is nice and clean. Same thing also here by the really bad wheel arch. So we fixed the big hole here. We also fixed this this part of the chassis. And the good thing about this is the old one. It was not full of rust, but you have some rust holes, some small rust holes here. So we're talking about to cut the whole thing out and to fix it. So, and I was going to Nissan Switzerland and ask them, what do you think? Maybe you will find, or you can maybe order by Nissan this whole part? And first he's laughing at me and told me, you know what, this car was never available in Europe. So I don't think I have any opportunity to order something about Nissan Switzerland, but let me see what I can do. So he called me 1 hour later and told me, you know what? Surprise, surprise. I find out I can order everything from Japan for this car. It took around 3 weeks until we have it here in Switzerland, but I can really order everything what you need. So yeah, first thing that I was ordered by him was that thing. So we didn't need to fix it. We changed the whole thing, and that's now the new thing. That's a new part. That's how it looks like. Brand new from the factory. And it was not expensive. 150 Swiss francs. That's around 150 euros. $200, whatever, something like that. Yeah, really was surprised that it's available, how fast it comes, and how cheap it was in case of this. And yeah, that's the result. So there you see. Now we have again a real healthy wheel arch and a healthy underfloor of the car. And here under the car are the major parts: the axles, the brakes, suspension, the big gearbox, 6-speed gearbox that we have here. It's also a heavy thing. Then there, RB26 engine, intercooler, and all that stuff that we will take care. And in the meantime, after the chassis is gone to the painter, and yeah, you see it's really a lot of work. Yeah, I can't wait for the time when I start to reassemble the car again. So yeah, that way will be a lot of fun, a really lot of fun, and it will be took a lot of time, but this car, it's worth it. It's worth it, and I'm glad that I have the opportunity to drive it 3-4 months before I start to do that job, this work, because I'm not sure if I never was drive this car and find out for myself how much fun it is to own it and to enjoy it, if I want to do all that work and all that investment to this project and this restoration, because there was really days and evenings where I was really struggling with myself and asked myself, what the fuck you doing? All that time and all the money that you spend on this car, in this case you can buy another high performance car and have more fun, maybe more fun, and no work like this. And yeah, but yeah, I keep doing my job on this car because it's my dream car, my one and all dream car, and it's worth it. Yeah. Today you can win the quickest 100 francs of your life. The first one who answer the following question correctly and write the answer down below in the comment of this video wins. And the question is, in the last video with the Lotus Elise, I did something indecent. What was it? Good luck.